Sundance 2012. How good does it feel to be here?
It's super great to be here. I had my first film here in 2010. This is a totally different experience. So this film is so different for me. It's a total departure. It's a thriller. There's action. It was wild.
I'm proud to be standing next to these gals. It's we only shot it in June, and what I really like about it is that it's kind of messy. It's not all of a sudden girls knowing how to do kung fu and these crazy stylized choreography. It's very real, and I think that's very refreshing in a thriller where you have a lot of ladies kicking ass. Got this sense of realism and truth. And then you sort of come into it thinking it's going to be that thing about relationships and talking, and then all of a sudden it's very, very action-packed.
This is a girl-centric story. It's really gritty. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, I mean it's about three girlfriends, myself and Katie, Aselton, and Lake Bell, and they've been sort of childhood friends their whole life and had their own baggage, their own conflict as they've grown older, and they all kind of come back together and decide to go to a remote island off the coast of Maine for a reunion. And so you kind of think it's going a certain way, it's a little bit like that sort of Duplass sort of feeling of like a character kind of drama or comedy. And then just this kind of crazy wrench gets thrown into the mix, and it becomes a defend your life, heart-beating thriller.
Well, it's primal. Yeah. It's sort of savage. It's this thing where starts in one respect where you just can't imagine that it goes to that space, and it's like if you or me, we're really in a situation where you have to defend yourself for your life. What are you going to use? You don't all of a sudden have a goddamn gun. It's like you don't all of a sudden know how to disarm this and turn it into a machete. No, you'd have to figure something out.
Right.
And I like that sort of ingenuity and kind of the lameness of their abilities is what kind of makes it very, very real.
It's a midnight movie. We're kind of expecting some thrills, some scares. Are you a fan of those kind of movies, or
they give me terrible anxiety? It's so interesting that I was drawn to a movie like this, but for me, this film is really reminiscent of a traditional thriller in the vein of Deliverance or Cape Fear, and it's something like that really could realistically happen, and that to me is the scariest thing ever. Paranormal things are eerie, and that's weird, but that's not what scares me. What terrifies me is something that could actually happen to me.
I don't traditionally like gore and scary stuff. It'll be weird. I've never been a part of a movie like this. I can't remember how much. It's appropriate for 12 o'clock. Yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, I haven't seen anything, but I'm getting flashbacks. It's not going to be like Saw, it's not insane, but it's very emotional.
The Aselton Duplass combination is, a combination that I've loved and I admire, and to apply that type of filmmaking to the thriller genre. When I read it, I thought, wow, if they pull this off, it'll be a really great experience for audiences.
Very simple story, which I think is, again, really nice, because often, we have these grand thrillers that are these laced plots and complexities, and it's really very simple. It's like three girls in the woods get into some deep shit, and it gets weird, and that's about it. And I think there's something kind of pure about that. And we definitely trusted Katie to kind of go there.
Hi, I'm Kate Bosworth. You're watching College Movie Review.